Hey guys, this is Jason, MechHead Studios. This is part 4 of my X-Wing build log. Now, I've had some issues come up where it really frustrated me. I had to take a step back, and basically I just watched all the Star Wars Celebration on YouTube live, which was great, phenomenal. Really got me in the mood to work on the X-Wing again. But some things came up today. Now, I want to really stress that this has just happened to my X-Wing. This is not necessarily negative on the kit itself. Okay, but a couple people have had the same thing happen, and there's been a lot of complaints about some of the same issues. So let me just go over what some of those are. So the decals. A lot of people said the decals suck. Okay, so let's put that in perspective. The wing decals are fine. They're great. I haven't put much else on there yet, and honestly, I don't really see a problem with a lot of them. So the first problem I had with the decals wasn't the wings, but there's a decal that goes here, and actually I have that piece right here. This is decal number 14. Okay, these yellow stripes are supposed to go on the cannons. They didn't quite line up right, so I decided I was going to go ahead and paint them. The paint I used for that, and is a pretty good match to the yellow decals that are on the wing. They're slightly darker. Okay, but I used, of course, Vallejo Game Color. This was Sun Yellow. This is Bone White. Even though the name's wrapped off, this is Bone White. I can't remember what the number is. And then I used Dead White. Basically, I just made a mix till I matched it. I can't give you a correct color, how many drops to what, because my, excuse me, this particular bottle of Bone White is one of my older ones. So it was pretty thick, doesn't mix well. But anyway, these are the three colors I used, and it came out really nice. I was only going to do it on one. Then I decided, you know what, let me do this piping right here. I did that on all four of them. But that's one decal that gave me, the first decal that really gave me a pain in the butt. The next decals are the ones that are in the cockpit, all of the cockpits. And like I said, quite a few people have complained about the decals not really fitting correctly, and I really wish my camera would focus. Let me see if I take it out. There we go. Zoom in just a little bit. Now you can see how it's kind of overlaps. They don't fit quite right. And on this one, on the left one, I had to cut it down with my X-Acto knife a little bit after it was applied. And I'm still going to have to cut a little bit more because I didn't quite see the one on the right side. So yeah, that. Had to cut it down to make it fit. Really just to make it look right. Also, I ended up using, as you can see, that ammo by Mig Jimenez interior turquoise green for the cockpit. Because I wanted it to look different, you know. And the seat, you know, made it old and weathered. All that weathering on there is just from the Ammo Mig Sky Gray panel line wash. I just did an all over wash. It came out looking really, really nice. I like it. It looks dirty. It's been used quite a bit. And, you know, I did the panel lining there. It's not really showing up too well. But, yeah. Did a little bit of more panel lining. Really love that stuff. Okay, so now on to the other part of the cockpit. This is the top part. These don't fit right at all. These are three different pieces, as you can see. I had to cut them in specific places. It still wouldn't fold right. The center one, I'm going to try to get a better view. The center one kind of fit right, but again, it's still a little bit too big. It was too wide and it was just big all around. Again, I wish my camera would focus on this, but I mean, you can pretty much see, even though it's kind of blurry, it didn't fit right. I'm not happy with it at all, and I really wish my hands were a lot steadier. Unfortunately, they're not anymore. I am diabetic, and it's starting to take its toll on my painting. So my hands shake quite a bit. I can't paint this like I would like to. So I don't know. I'm just going to leave it as is for now. This is the first build. I plan to get more. Anyway, that fell over there. But that's the decal parts. and I got to repaint him anyway. The blue came out too bright. I needed it to be a lot darker because I want him to be a Blue Squad pilot that happens to be using a Red Squadron X-Wing because of necessity. But anyway, let me put him there. Alright, so now before I said one of these intakes, it was this one. It ended up cracking. Like I said, not a big deal. You can see the crack, but it fit in there right. It's fine. It looks great. Nobody can really tell. And if you can tell, hey, it's battle damage. So, whatever. So here's my issue for today. Last video I said one of these was really loose. So today, and excuse the shakiness of the video, went ahead, took it apart. I found this connection piece is broken. Okay, no big deal. But guess what? This wasn't the one I was talking about. All four of them, I hope you can see this, had the same problem. Every single one of them broke at that point. Now I've gone ahead and glued 3 of them in. Yeah, you really can't tell too much, not from this camera angle. Yeah, every single one of them were broken. I don't know when they broke. The wings did not fall. I did not drop them. I'm not sure when they broke or how they broke. I thought they were in there nice and tight, but they broke. So that is a definite stress point. So be careful with that when assembling yours, because like I said, it's a definite stress point. Also, too, these cannons, the same thing. They're put on. They got 3 little pegs. I showed it in one of my previous videos. As you can see there. 2 of them did break off. It was on what I call the lower half assembly, so it would be this one and this one here on the bottom. Not a big deal because they were pretty easy to fix. Just glued them on. They're not going anywhere anyway. But yeah, so that's the issues I've had thus far. Now again, this just might be my build. Maybe I got a bad kit. It's very possible. But again, as somebody has mentioned, there are quite a few stress points on here, and those are being probably the 4 worst stress points thus far. And for the foreseeable rest of the build, which isn't much, what's really delaying me is repainting the pilot. I just got to repaint the pilot, finish the paint job so I could put him in the cockpit, because once he gets sat in there, this part goes over his legs, like so. I'm not going to quite put it in, but it goes in like this, more or less. And his legs are caught in there. As far as I know, you can't take him in and out. Nobody's ever said anything about it, so I don't know. But I'm assuming he's going to be a permanent fixture. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I was hoping to have him finished by tonight, but he's not. Or it's not. These 2 panels, I just went ahead and put in. I've got to do the weathering on them, obviously. I got a little bit too far ahead of myself and did a whole body wash to make it dirty before I put on the other decals, and I really need to put on those other decals before. But again, this is my first Bandai X-Wing kit, so the next one I get, I'm going to use this as a learning experience and do. Now I know what to do ahead of time, and hopefully this helps you out too. But yeah, hope to do quite a few of these. And now I know what to pre-plan for, what to expect. And hopefully this will be done by tomorrow. But again, I have a family, so I've got to take care of my kids and all that good stuff. So yeah, learn from my mistakes. Hopefully this does not happen to you. And if it does, or if it has, let me know in the comments below, either on the YouTube channel or on the various pages I'm posting this on, which would be X-Wing Builders Anonymous on Facebook and also on the Meghead Studios Facebook page. All right, thanks for your time. Again, don't let this discourage you from purchasing this kit. It is a beautiful kit. It's lovely, and especially since you can use that 40% discount at Hobby Lobby, makes it a little bit cheaper. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good evening, and have a good Star Wars celebration. May the Force be with you.